Hello everyone, this is Doc Anime Robin. In this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing the SMP Shogakukan Modeling Project model kit set for the Brave Express series SMP model kit. And this, unlike most of the SMP model kit, this one doesn't contain like any pieces that would make up a robot or any special character. These has parts that will build up to as special equipment or weapons for the SMP Brave Express robots also from the SMP line that were my Gaine and my Kaiser, as well as their combiner form, the gray my Gaine. Now let's start with opening this up. And as you see, this set contains the special big sword for gray my Gaine, as well as the carrier for the my Kaiser's vehicle forms. There's also sword for this my Gaine and possibly other effect parts you'll see as we open up the kit. And so we have the stickers, which we'll obviously be putting up on the model kit. Here's the instruction on how to build this set. And here we have the pieces, which really isn't a lot, which means it shouldn't take long to build this up. And now I'm gonna take the pieces out of their bags. These are all the small pieces of sword, so we're gonna leave them alone for now. And this is one big piece of a giant sword. Also, we're gonna take care of it later. Stickers for the parts. So these are the pieces that are gonna build up to Kaiser Carrier, and now I'll put them together. So these two are forming the main body of Kaiser Carrier, while these four pieces are the connector pieces to put them together. Now let's begin assembly. Cool. That's the first step. Next, we're gonna put these little wheels underneath these little holes underneath the Kaiser Carrier, and then stabilize them with these pieces here. So these are the pieces for the wheels, and I already put the first one in like that. And let's put this one in. Can be a little difficult because it's a very small piece. Let's see. So just now I'll have to repeat it 6 more times. Now the wheels are put on, and it looks like they work actually rather well. The next step is to put each of these numbered doors onto the carrier, and also this number sticker will have to go on each of the doors. Now these doors are gonna go on in here, and this blue piece is gonna go on top here, and then these blue stickers are gonna be put on these sides. And lastly, there's gonna be one other door piece that's gonna cover here with one of those blue stickers put on. Here we go. The Kaiser Carrier is completed. So here we have the SMP mic Gaine, and so now we can see how the swords work with him, as well as how the head will look if it puts it on. Let's first start with the head. Let's take a close look and see how they compare. So it seems like the head from the special set is slightly bigger. So let's put it on. And while there's not much difference, it does look slightly better because it's a little bigger. It's much easier to pay attention to, and also with the head being bigger, the eyes is also more noticeable. Now let's see how he handles with the swords. And technically, there should be a silver sword or white sword from the original set to begin with, because in the anime series, this is how the sword starts out, like how it's always white, and then like again when my gun delivers the finisher card attack, the sword charges up after it opens on the side like that, and then the wheels in the sword just turns, and with that the sword turns golden, and then he attacks. So this should have just been in the original set to begin with, but hey, I guess it's still marketing strategy. It has two swords, and if you see my SMP my gun review, you know the figure has a lot of articulation. You can do all kinds of poses with it. So yeah, I'm sure with your imaginations you can make a lot of special interesting, cool looking poses with two swords, like namely, like, well, obviously the easiest thing to think about is like a cross cuts, or whole one sword with a back end like that. Lastly, this is a one last trick to do with swords from this effect part set. This one long handle which you can remove and reattach the swords to so that you can hold them together like this, which imitates this posture here. This is my Gaine's last form of attack in the series finale, which he used to defeat their last enemy. So this basically finish up the how the effect parts work with my Gaine, and now we're gonna move on to the Kaiser Carrier and the Kaiser vehicles that forms my Kaiser. So here we have all Kaiser, the 5 Kaiser vehicles and the drill train or drill express, as well the Kaiser wings and this special emblem that came as part of my Kaiser. Now let's see how they fit with the Kaiser Carrier. Well, let's start with the outer frame. This part simply goes on here. And the wings goes on top here. Okay, there you go. Let's climb down. Finally, this part of the train simply hooks, just pushes in, and with that we have the basic of the Kaiser Carrier with its in its train mode. And finally, the vehicles are simply going to be placed in each compartment. And so you see, they actually fit pretty nicely in. So there we go. This is basically my Kaiser in a alternate vehicle form. And if you saw my SMP, my Kaiser review, you know he transformed into the Kaiser Jie. But again, this is also an alternate vehicle form, which is kind of why this set need to be bought with my Kaiser. It is another marketing strategy, but if you want to have a complete set, it's worth it. And this compact design also helps allow you to carry them around if you don't want to kind of again transporting them in robot modes. Now the Kaiser Carrier still has one more use. So this is my Gaine in its train mode, another partner of my Gaine and my Kaiser. So underneath its front wheel, it has pin, and then see this hole on top of Kaiser Carrier. Well, you can go on there, but it looks like you actually have to remove it. My God, wait. Oh, actually no, don't. So yeah, you can actually go like this. Pretty cool, huh? Looks like pretty well armed specialized train. Now we see how these swords look in the hands of Grey Mike Gaine. So just like my gun, Grey Mike Gaine can hold both swords. Now there's a special pose you can make Grey Mike Gaine do with the sword, which imitates its finisher attack sword cutting scene from the Anna series, which is basically holding the sword up high like this. This is like how he prepares when he holds a sword and then like activates them by doing this, holding the sword up high, and then it turns on with its energy charges. And I should have started with the silver sword because that's how in the anime series the way it works is that my gun or Grey Mike Gaine first hold the sword being having the white blade, but when they initiate the finisher attack, the sword charges up and turn gold, and then they slash. Finally, we can see Grey Mike Gaine using the big sword, making a slash attack, and that's actually the whole point of making that sword a little bit proportional bigger than it should be. So that from like this angle, you can see like a cutting attack, basically just like the way it is in the box here. This is how it looks like while you hold it up straight. Now, well, it is good that we have a sword that looks kind of somewhat big in Grey Mike Gaine's hand instead of like other swords that looks just like very small blade. while he's holding it. Then again, then in this is the sword that came with the SMP My Guns set, and again, these are all more or less the same size, and compared to this one, they're all like almost like small toothpicks, and there's none of them has like a middle ground that it can be straight instead of like a giant bright light shining out of the handle. So if they had made one that's more proportional for Gray My Gun instead of one that's to imitate cutting attack, maybe it would be much better. But overall, it's still good to have a big sword that you can hold and attack with. But again, mostly it's only for display purposes, and because the sheer size of this blade, you really want to be careful where it's pointing as you make any display posture with it. Don't want to cut or hurt yourself. So this concludes my review for the SMP Brave Express special model kit set that contains Kaiser Carrier and Dourinken, as well as the special head part for SMP My Gun. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you did, please click like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Again, thank you so much for watching.